money that I get isn't enough really to get by, so I'm always struggling with paying for things in general. Obviously it's the normal rent anyway, and that's hard enough as it is, but things like food, even phone bills, things like that, it's always hard to deal with. It's just one of those things really people have to deal with, but it's going to get a lot worse.
For many students, the only option to pay for tuition fees and living costs is to take out a student loan. The average loan for students in England and Wales is £26,000. The cap was removed on the 3rd of November, which now allows universities to charge up to £9,000, 3 times more than the original price.
I spoke to the Lib Dems and they said they wouldn't raise it at all, but they lied to us. So
I do feel strongly that it's way too much for the younger people.
I guess it would make a big difference compared to what we have to pay now, and I don't know whether it would be worth it for the debts that we would get into later on.
So I don't think it would be very good for other people, because then it will make it only rich families can sort of go to university, because as it is we already need support from our parents and student loans.
No one's going to want to pay it. It's hard enough to get into uni as it is, and because I'm a master's student I have to pay anyway, but there should be some sort of government funding to help master's students.
It's already high and not looking forward to having to pay afterwards, but 9,000 would be extortionate and too much, way too much.
It's going to stop universities appearing, it's going to cut down on the number that there is at the moment. Obviously, at the moment there's a lot of people that are going to university. I think that's going to disappear, and in a few years' time people will be wishing it was like that.
The leaders of higher education, especially vice-chancellors at every university in the UK, have really let students down, really in fact let communities that their universities are based in down, and let the whole country down. When vice-chancellors and leaders of higher education should have been making the positive case for government to make education a priority as it should be. In fact, what they did was argue for more money from students, and that will leave a massive funding gap.
Good afternoon. A protest has today turned hostile as 50,000 students marched the streets of London to campaign against the rise in tuition fees.
So we're here and we think that with 50,000 students we might have made a difference. So we're really hopeful that in the next 5 weeks when the Liberal Democrats actually go about a vote on tuition fees that we might persuade them and we might have made a real difference today.
Clear by people here today how the Coalition have alienated an entire generation of people.
A crowd of thousands surrounded 30 Millbank and set placards on fire and threw missiles at the ground floor windows. Police with riot helmets were at the scene to stop protesters from entering the building.
Today was a success in the fact that we got a lot of our voice heard, but obviously with the violence that we don't condone it in any way.
There's no jobs out there at the moment. Just the recession, the climate that we're in, it's not possible to get work, and so people tend to just try and get into university to make that last. I think for the people that do want to take education to the next level, not just because of not getting jobs, just generally want to, they're not going to be able to now. Financially, it's going to be too much of a strain. It's asking too much of people, and even those that do manage to get money together to go to university are going to come out with nothing anyway.
Talk to people about taking on £3,000 a year minimum worth of debt for a course, they'll already turn around and say no, that's not feasible. The government say, oh yes, but we raised the cap where you won't have to pay it back till you're earning £21,500. That doesn't matter to your person on the street.
What are your plans for the future?
I want to do a real estate management course in a different university, but again, that's completely based on finances, whether I can afford to. It's a lot of money to pay out coming out of university when I'm already in however much debt. It's not really simple. It's going to be based on, again, loans, paying back interest. It's tough.
With a bleak future ahead, and with the economy still in recession, will it be worth getting into mounts of debt when there is no guarantee of a job? And will the future of Britain be left with no future?